Hello everyone. It is me back with another banger video. You're welcome. Haha. I know that this video is long overdue. This video turned into me not drawing 3 characters, but 4 characters. And for each one of them, I wanted to not just make a simple drawing, I wanted to make a full-fledged illustration that improved me as an artist, my skills, and putting into practice things I'd been working on. So, with that said, the first character I am drawing in this video was a character that had this image and no name. I will now read to you the information that the original artist gave me. This is my OC. He doesn't have a name, but feel free to help me choose a name for him. He dropped out of school at 16 and started living alone at 17. He doesn't have any friends except the ones at his job. I still don't know what kind of job he has, but I imagine it's one where you have an office, but you regularly have to leave it. You know what I mean? His partner at his work is another OC that I'm still designing, and his personality is going to be very different from his, and more like the type who doesn't care about work, doing more what he pleases and dumping everything for his partner. I feel like they would be really close, and he would lecture his irresponsible partner all the time. Anyways, I know this is a lot to process, but I hope you choose him. Wow, that was a lot of processing, and you actually gave me a ton of creative liberty with this character. So, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I have no idea, but this let my imagination go wild. So, you said that you didn't have a name for your character, and when I was looking at him, I was thinking of names while I was drawing. And there was one name that popped into my head that I just couldn't let go of. It's the one that stuck the most, and that is Cory. That's the name that popped into my head and stuck. So my suggestion for your OC's name is Cory. And my headcanon is Cory dropped out of school because he is somewhat of a child genius prodigy, and that's why he dropped out of school, is because he's like, why go to school? Just so I can have people teach me things I already know. The classic, I guess, Hiro Hamada of, why go to school when I know everything? Here's my little lore that I came up with. While he was out one day, he helped solve a huge crime mystery on his own just by his pure observational skills and being able to put the pieces together to solve the case. Upon this, he was asked to become a detective. He reluctantly agreed, only for the fact that he would get paid. So basically only in it for the money, and he's good at his job. Obviously he's good at it, but he acts like he doesn't care about it, like you said. Also, since he's such a prodigy in school, he also was asked to become a tutor for one of his childhood friends. Her name is Via. Via is a very optimistic and outgoing girl, but she does struggle with picking up on social cues as well as being academically strong. That's not really where Via's strengths lie. So when she figured out that Cory was a detective, she was like, I shall be your detective partner. And he just was like, okay, whatever. And Via being Via, she tries her hardest. She carries around a little notepad to look like she's doing something, but in reality, she's like, yes, thank you for the information, as she's doodling a sunshine in the corner of the notebook. And I would like to think that although she tries her hardest and she's not the best at being a detective, she still loves helping Cory anyway and just following him around, saying that they're a detective team and they do everything together. Oh, and also the artist did send me another email specifying that she does not want the partner to be Cory's romantic partner. So to clarify, Via and Cory are just very close friends, and if anything, they have more of a brother-sister dynamic. So, that is all the lore and ideas I came up for your OC's universe. If you are the artist who sent me this character, do not feel like you have to take this as your new canon for your characters. This was just the ideas that I came up with. So yeah, that was Cory and Via. The next character was sent to me by IRISARRT2223 here on YouTube. And here's what she said about her character. This is my OC Sage. She was born during a lunar eclipse. explaining her green hair. The downside is because she's kind of blind. Basically, she starts having these visions, which is really weird because she's blind. She doesn't tell her mom because her mom has always been overprotective because Sage has, how do you say that word? Psychedelic powers? And her parents are keeping it from her. If she had told her mom, she would have put her into a lab and they would have run tests on her, which she wouldn't have wanted. Since she's having visions, the visions help her find out that she has psychedelic powers herself. She is then put through a portal into a different planet where she has to try and help the Moonelli, basically moon humans, from their world ending from a deadly gas spreading through their planet. The gas is caused by the other half of their planet by the Moonelic queens, Luna, evil twin sister, Ella. There's a love triangle and a whole lot of stuff. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, well, Sage has a lot of interesting backstory. And also Sage has a lot of cool character design elements to her. You put emphasis on her green hair and the fact that she is blind. So those are the things that I wanted to lean into with this piece. I also wanted to try this semi-realistic painterly style. And I know that in the picture, her skin looks green, but that's because of the lighting. I know that that's not accurate to her actual skin tone, but that's just the lighting of the room she's in. She does not actually have green skin. And I made sure to include her green hair, which is so iconic. And I actually think that her character design is actually pretty sick, as well as your concept about like moon people and outer space and deadly gases. But yeah, I really had a fun time drawing her. Because you put emphasis on her being blind and not being able to see, I thought it was funny that on her character design she had this perfectly done lipstick. And I was like, what if she like smeared her lipstick and she didn't know because she couldn't see? So that's kind of what I did in this piece. I will say, it is lipstick and it's smeared on her face. It's not any other red substance. Thank you so much for sending me your character. I had a lot of fun drawing her. I hope you like this piece. And yeah, this next character is sent to me by Serenity. Her OC, Wren. Princess, later queen, Wren Demarius is 19 years old. She is curious and sweet, but is not at all afraid to stand up for what she believes is right. She lives in medieval times and has a very dramatic story of being kidnapped and forced into an arranged marriage. But I won't go into all those details. She loves birds and stars. Her hair is caramel and her eyes are big, dreamy, and gray. She has a freckle under her right eye. I've attached some pictures of the outfits I've designed for her. My two favorites are the star dress and the nightgown, but pick whatever you want. Her skin is lightly tanned and she has full pink lips. Hope you like drawing her. I can't wait to see the results. Yay! I'm so glad you sent me your character. I'm gonna be honest, when I saw that you sent me pictures of traditional art, I was like, oh, I can't see the colors, and I don't want to guess the colors and get it wrong accidentally, so I'm gonna draw it traditionally too. So then I finished making my whole traditional page drawing of your character Wren, and then I looked at the email again, and then I realized that you did indeed send me colors, so I actually could have made a colored illustration of her. It's just that I forgot that you included the details of like her colors. The only references I was using were the pictures that you sent attached in the email, so I am so sorry. But also, I do think it's cool that I did both digital and traditional drawings in this video, so I'm not necessarily complaining. I really liked the star sparkly details that you gave Wren's dress. Actually, you gave Wren several dresses and they're all super pretty, but the one I decided to reference was the star gown one. Oh, you have the name on it here. Harvest Festival Star Dress, and I referenced the idea for the future dress you had next to it, and I basically just made a fusion of the two dresses with also using that same hairstyle from the Harvest Festival Star Dress. And you may have noticed that the style for this drawing is a bit different. I decided to go with a more semi-realistic style, and I kind of wanted the piece to look like you were looking at a picture out of a fashion magazine or something that a fashion designer would draw, the inspiration behind the way I drew this piece. I really enjoyed making this drawing of Wren. She seems really cool, and her backstory seems really interesting. I'm just a huge sucker for medieval princess queen stories. I don't know why. The fantastical elements of living in a castle just seem so dreamlike to me. That was my final drawing of Wren. I hope you like it, and yeah, that was my third character. Moving on to the fourth character. This character was sent to me by this person here on YouTube. Hello ShareCat, I'm hoping these entries are too late. Apology if the email becomes a book. These people are characters for a whip I'm writing. Here they are. Name, Winfield? I don't know how to say that name. Age 34. He's practically still a kid. Lol. Appearance, elvish, silver eyes, white hair, pale-skinned, tall and slim. Personality, welcoming, is quiet, sensible, and loyal to a T. Likes strolling in the woods, practicing his bow staff, flying in his snowy owl form. He turns into a snowy owl? That's so cool. And dislikes spicy food and being crowded in public areas. You may be asking, what was my inspiration for this piece? My inspiration was the fact that he said that he didn't like spicy food, didn't like being in crowded areas. So, with that knowledge, I decided to put him in the most uncomfortable conversation for him possible. Putting him in a noodle shop, eating spicy ramen. Okay, let's just say that in this piece, he's trying to conquer his fears of spicy food and trying to like it. You know, he's trying his best to eat spicy noodles. In the very early stages of the sketch, I had him looking more uncomfortable and like he was sweating and like he couldn't handle it. But as the piece went along, his expression became more and more unfazed looking. So maybe he learned that he actually does like spicy noodles and he's kind of surprised that he can handle it. And maybe he was wrong all along. And maybe spicy noodles aren't that bad. I don't know. That's just my story that I made up for this picture. And again, with this picture, I was trying to go with a more semi-realistic style, similar to what I did with Sage, where I tried to make it look like a blend of both like anime but like realism, and making it painterly and warm colored and soft. And I feel like I've been practicing that skill a lot lately. It's been one of my goals to get better at semi-realism, and I think it turned out pretty okay. I feel like this drawing was actually one of my favorites, maybe my favorite drawing out of all four. I really enjoyed myself. I really feel like I get a sense of like a story with this picture, and I can tell like he fits in with his background, and yeah. Anyways, that was my final piece. Woohoo! Anyways, here are all four characters in their glory. Pow! And yes, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. And bye-bye-bye!